Hello everybody and welcome back to another Factorio tricks, and today we're gonna do rail crossings because train safety is number one. Now what I have here is a beautiful little gem in which will allow me to cross when a train is not coming, and will stop the train if I just happen to be in the middle of it. But of course, since I have a dual bi-directional track here, it's not going to stop any train unless there are two coming at the same time. But as you see, that guy's gonna... I'm just gonna stand here, and as you guys will see, no train will hit me. But while I stand here, I'll go over a little bit of how it works. Now, what you want to do is you want to hook up all of the significant rail signals, so the normal rail signals, not the chain ones, to all together with the two gates. Or if you have more gates, I technically could have hooked both sides up, but then it would have stopped both sides if I entered one. So you just hook all those up. It can all be the same color wire for everything. So, and then you're going to need two decider or three decider combinators, and then an arithmetic combinator. Now, the first one, very simple. If I'm at the gate, open it. Or if I'm at the gate, send the signal to open it. Or actually, let's go over the final things. Okay, so the gates are running off of if C is positive, open. So this one outputs an A, in which A is the only thing to make this positive. So if I am here, open the gates. Now, the reasoning for the gates to be closed: if any of the signals are red, close the gate. And if I'm not at the gates, and this one's optional, but this one prevents wild animals from wandering into your base. But if I'm not at the gates, close the gate as well. And as you see, several trains have gone by on this track. They won't come onto this track, and I'll just show that by just swapping over here real quick. And this allows for a combination of logic in which will keep the gates up if a train is about to pass. And that means even if the train isn't there yet. And in fact, there's been a couple times with this design, and see how they're now passing on this side because I'm stopping all the train traffic from over here. Now, if we go in the middle, we're going to actually try to run into a train. And just to show that this is pretty foolproof, that you can do whatever. So, okay, someone's coming from this direction. See? It keeps those walls up until the train has passed. And in fact, this design works in such a way that this in particular works in such a way that it will divert the train to the other track if I interrupt it early enough. Like if it just turns red, I'm going to try to catch it when it just turns red, and to try to make it come down this track. Now, this gate might open. Will it open? Will it open? Ah, see? And the train went down that track. Now, what happened there with this specific design, if you're using a dual bi-directional... Wow, that's two twos. Anyways, if you're using a dual bi-directional crossing or track for the crossing, you trying to get into one gate just as the train says, hey, I'm about to come in, will actually turn these signals off. Oh yeah, by the way, these just close if the gate's wanting to open. That's it. The signals are easy. That's just if the gates are wanting to open, turn these red. And what happens is, so they turn red because of the train, but then I try to enter it right after, making these red. So the train will either start to slow. If you only have one track, it will try to actually stop. before the intersection. Whether it actually makes it or not, I have no idea, because I've not tested this on a one rail. But anyways, the idea is that it turns these red. So if the train is not actually in this section yet, while you're trying to run against this, it will actually choose to go down the other one. So it will actively try to avoid you with this kind of track. Now, I can't say that I have this kind of track without actually detailing what goes into it, because you guys might be able to see how this works, but I want to ensure that if you guys want to make a bi-directional copying this exactly, that you know how everything works. So essentially, just at the crossing, the up is on the top, or to go up, or you want it, the rail signals on the far side of the crossings to which they are going. So this one is the up one, so it's at the top. This one's the down one, so it's at the bottom. And then the chain ones on the opposite sides of those, and that on both sides. Now then, down at the bottom, you want to set 3 chain signals and 1 regular one. Now, where you put the 1 regular one must be facing into the intersection and would be on the side you prefer. I am from America. I have things go on the right side, typically. Those that don't usually get arrested. But anyways, I digress. So I put it on the right side. Now, what this does is it makes trains prefer one side to the other. Essentially allowing that if I shut off both, if 2 people were up here standing in these, that 2 trains do not go in the same side. That 1 train would go in the right side, the up train would go in the right side, the down train, because I have this set up here too, will go down on the left side, because as you see, I have this rail signal over here along with the 3 chain signals. And I think that might be it for this small demonstration on how to signal all this up. And like I said, it is all just 1 wire, so it just literally goes up to the thing and back, up to the thing and back, up to the thing and back for all the input outputs. There are no conflicting signals, so there's no reason to put more than 1 color wire up there. Next time, tanks. So, liquid tanks, not actual like driving tanks. Anywho, and I think we will exit with a fun song. Dumb Ways to Die. Anyways, that's a British broadcasting to be safe around trains, and you should be safe around trains. If you live in an area that has trains, do not ever be in the tracks where there is not a crossing, and do look both ways for the train before crossing, because those things are quite dangerous, because they're big, they're heavy, they can't stop very well, and so therefore you will be the one to lose that fight. So be safe around trains. Anywho, if you guys liked this little trick, please do be sure to leave a like and to subscribe, because I'm going to be releasing more Factorio tips in the future. So if you subscribe, you'll be able to catch those right as they come out. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please leave those in the comment section below. And I need to kill like 20 or 30 more seconds, so let's continue singing. Dumb ways to die. Some really dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. Some really dumb ways to die. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. That hits the 10-minute mark, so that all my ads go up very well. And I want to thank you guys again for sitting through that. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.